Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com. Are you ready to witness something that you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you, you're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky, you realize you're not alone. Open your eyes, you can find trails that control.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, broadcasting live in the Nevada Triangle, bottom left-hand corner in California. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host for the show, also the founder of a group called the Sanger Paranormal Society. Been in existence for over 10 years. We investigate everything paranormal, UFOs, Bigfoot, ghost, conspiracy theories, just anything paranormal, we are there. So thank you for showing up tonight. My co-host to my right, to your left, Alan Thomas.
Hi, everyone.
And womening the board back in the dark corner of the studios, Emerald Benia. What? I didn't even hear you. Is it on?
It should be on.
No. Talk again.
Nope.
There it is. There it is.
I'm
Okay.
here.
All right. There you go. All right. All right. Welcome, everybody. Again, thank you for showing up. If you are watching us at live stream, then you are looking at us right now. And if we have pictures to show you, we will be putting them up as we go along. If you are listening to us at the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com, yep, you heard me right, artbell.com is broadcasting us out on their side, worldwide, and which is a good thing because, man, we have a lot of people watching and listening to us from all over the world, and I want to thank Art Bell for that. So, all right, we also have the pictures that we're going to be showing tonight on the artbell.com website. It is labeled Paranormal Central with today's date on it. So if you want to go take a look at what we're talking about, you can go on the artbell.com and check it out. So there you go. Okay. All right. Every show at the very beginning, we talk about a very cool subject that everybody enjoys, and that is the hairy monsters of the world. That is Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti. And we have a reporter by the name of Danny Valderrama who's on top of things, and he pretty much brings in whatever is going on out in the world, and we have him on the line right now. Danny, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, Danny.
Hey, Danny.
This is going out all over the world?
Damn.
All
It's
over.
just a local show.
Oh, it's
Whatever.
all over, man.
Yeah, to the 5 people who are listening out there, thank you very much. And now since Danny is on, now we just lost 3.
It'll be like 5 people in 400 different countries.
Probably all my family.
Yeah. You have family?
No?
I thought you were adopted. Speechless. God, I'm speechless. Okay, whatever. All right, Mr. Danny. Sorry, guys. All right, I want to, before we start with Danny, we are getting a lot of fan mail, and it is blowing all of us away. I know Danny's been getting swamped, and so is Alan, and so is myself, and we can't answer all of them. So I want to apologize for that because we get a lot. I mean, there is a lot coming from all over the world, not just in our backyard.
I'm glad you said that because, serious, I'm even getting some I can't read because it's like in French and Dutch and all that.
Yeah, so it's flattering and it's weird at the same time. And I don't know. Wow. All I have to say is wow. I guess you guys are enjoying what we are doing here. And it's only going to get better, you guys. I tell you, we have only just started. Granted, I've been doing this for several years now. And for those who are just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. Appreciate you tuning in. But we are definitely we're gonna definitely change things around within the next couple of weeks, and you guys are gonna definitely see a difference. And the excitement is there for us. So when we are excited about this, then it's gonna rub off on all you guys out there, and you guys are definitely gonna see a change on what we're gonna be doing. So, all right, and I can't wait for that because, like I said, in about 2 weeks we're gonna be moving to the new studio, and we're gonna be broadcasting out of there, as well as our television show that we have. Actually, we're going to start filming probably the second week of November. So, all right, Danny.
Yep, I've seen the new studio. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are gonna like it.
Yeah, right.
I know.
on.
I wanted to post your pictures, but I know we can't.
And that is unfortunately that is only for TV. So, and a lot of people have been asking if it's only going to be a local show, which at the moment it sort of kind of is. But from what I understand, what they did to the pilot last time is they put it in the availability system and the data system that they have, and when they get a show, they send it out national. So anybody who has who wants to play it, they can. But I have a feeling it's going to be one of those things where I think you're going to be able to see it anywhere and everywhere. So. But I'm pretty sure we can work out a deal at the meantime to get it on YouTube after it airs on TV. And I don't know if they're going to want to rebroadcast it, so we might let them do that first, and then we'll put it on YouTube, so that way all of you out there around the world can also view what everybody's viewing in the nation here on their TV set. So, okay, so let's go ahead and start off with number 1, Mr. Danny Valderrama, and I'm putting up picture number 1, and we're talking about the Boggy Creek. Oh, yeah, Boggy Creek. Oh,
yep.
man.
It's our good friend, Lyle Blackburn.
One of these days we're going to have to go out there, man.
Yeah, we had Lyle on
We get famous.
twice.
What did you say? Once we get famous?
Yep.
All right, Boggy Creek Festival, October the 24th and the 25th. Go for it.
Yep. The second annual Boggy Creek Festival. And it's Friday and Saturday coming up. It's at the community center in Fouke, Arkansas. And if you need more information, you can go to falcmonster.net. And it's, the Boggy Creek Monster, the legend of Boggy Creek, all that good stuff. This is their festival. Lyle Blackburn will be there. It's arts and crafts, music, entertainment, food vendors, and presentations. But for $10, Lyle Blackburn will throw you on a bus there, and he'll give you a tour of the town of Fouke. And he'll take you to the movie sites where they filmed the Legend of Boggy Creek, and also take you to the actual Boggy Creek where you can take pictures. And the speakers for that day will be Lyle Blackburn, Ken Gerard, Marvin Leeper, Larry Parks, Craig Woolheater, Jim Whitehead, and Robert Swain. And you pay $10 for the speakers, and you can hear all of them.
Wow, that's cheap, man.
Just hear all of them. So
that is cheap.
That is pretty cool.
Right on. All right. Let's go to picture number.
I'm sure he'll be selling his books there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good books too.
All right, let's do number. All right, we got number 2 up. Go for it.
Number 2 has 4 pictures.
Okay.
This was posted actually last year, but it's coming up again, and people don't know the whole story again, and they're thinking it's an actual picture of a Bigfoot. And this was taken by a couple while they were driving in Pennsylvania, and it was actually in September of 2013. And now it's everywhere again on all the Bigfoot sites. So we're just going to let our fans know that these aren't actual pictures. The couple says that on their way home from near Bradford, Pennsylvania, they spotted something on the side of the road, and it looked like 2 creatures, a big one and a small one, and they said that they appeared to be walking towards them. They stopped their car and they inched forward a little bit, and they said it looked like they were walking towards them, and then they turned and walked away slowly while they started taking pictures. And those are the first 3 pictures that they took.
All right, we're going to go to number 2.
And you can see something definitely standing there. And it looks like it has long hair coming down it. And it looks like you can actually see an arm on one of them behind a tree.
Okay.
And somebody actually went back there to the site where they said that they were at and snapped another picture. And that's actually picture number 5.
Oh.
And you can see that it's not actually a Bigfoot because it's still there.
Oh.
What happened was a tree had fallen over and the roots had come up out of the ground. And what you're actually seeing are the roots that have like a humanoid figure type
Wow.
shape to them. The original pictures were taken by John Stenman, and this one is pretty much.
And this actually made national news. I mean, a lot of the media were covering this.
Yeah.
And they actually
had that it was actual Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing now again.
God,
so
are you kidding me?
we're just letting you know that somebody actually went back and took a picture of it, and if it was actual Bigfoot, it still wouldn't be there.
Right.
And this thing is still there.
Okay, so it's not a Bigfoot, guys. Stop
Not a
putting
Bigfoot.
it up on
It's a giant
Facebook.
tree that fell over, and the roots are
Yeah.
hanging out there.
Unfortunately, we had to burst a bubble, but there you go. That's what we're here. You know, we're here also to debunk, unfortunately, because not everything is what you think. And I wish people would hold off going to the media first, because they'll end up taking some photographs and then they'll go to the media. Look, this is a Bigfoot. It's a UFO. It's a ghost. But you'll get egg smattered right on your face if you don't wait and try to debunk it yourself, because then you're going to make a fool out of yourself. And guess what happened here? So
You have thick skin.
You have that guy in Oakhurst. He made a cardboard cutout or a wood cutout of a Bigfoot and then put something on its eyes so they would reflect. And so when you're coming from Yosemite down to Fresno and you go by his place, you see this big shadow and the eyes flash at you from your headlights, and they get tons of reports up there.
that's funny. So all right, we got
plenty of pictures of that too.
Yes, we got number 6 up now. This is with the Bigfoot and a I guess a person on the left-hand side of Patty.
Actually, there's 2 more before that.
Oh, well, darn it. Okay.
These were from the unseen world of the forest beings.
Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Did you get those 2?
Yep, got them. Go for it.
Okay. There's 2 pictures. One's a distant one, and one's up close. This was posted on October 16th. It's a video shot by John Tripp, and he shot it on May 26th of this year. And it was shot in Tuskegee in West Fork, Lake Glenville, North Carolina. It's not calling it a Bigfoot. They're calling it a forest being, because they say it's only like 5 or 6 feet tall, and it's crouched on the side of a trail. And this is like a 30-minute video of a hike. This guy was hiking out there near the river,
Right.
and it happens like near the very end of the 28-minute mark of the video. You can see it for about 3 seconds, and it's like squatted behind a rock or something. And they're saying it's human-looking. It's very little hair on its face, and I did see the video. It does look like the face there. It has all the same features: hair, eyes, nose, mouth, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, but if you go back and look at all the other videos on this page, the Unseen World of the Forest Beings page, they have over 100 pictures that they pulled from people's videos that they say are creatures in the forest that are on the trails, and the people walk right past them.
Yeah, it looks weird.
So I don't know if they're actually, most of those other pictures I couldn't see anything in there. If they're actually just seeing tricks of light or branches or leaves. But this one actually looks like a face.
Right.
Sitting there. It looks like a small little person sitting there. It doesn't move in the 3 seconds that it's on, but it is near water. So I don't know if it's like an infant that's told to sit there and wait. It's pretty weird.
It looks like he's wearing a helmet.
Well, it's just a cone head.
Cone head, helmet,
cone
head.
Yeah. So.
He's got bed head.
Yeah. I placed this on my Facebook wall as well, and a lot of people were coming back and saying, well, it looks like a monkey and it looks like an ape, probably in Africa. But if you look at the video, which a lot of these people did not do, they just go by what they see on these pictures and they assume, and they don't know that if you go look at the video at the very beginning, it shows you where they're at, and it gives you the description of the location and the path this person is walking forever. And we're not talking Africa or anything like that, because it's not. So,
and the person that filmed it wasn't filming a Bigfoot film. He was just filming a hiking video.
Right.
And the person on this site goes through and actually said on their site that they go through and look through all the hiking videos to look for something in the video. and that's what they did on this person's video.
Huh.
So I don't know if this person is aware that they found something on his video or not. I don't know if they've contacted him. It doesn't say if they contacted him.
Right. So you're telling me that there's a lot of videos of this certain location on YouTube?
Well, no, any hiking video. It says on their site that they look through any hiking video that people put out. And they go
really?
through and look through the thing frame by frame to see if they see anything in the background hiding.
Well, then this could very well be just a blob squatch.
Could be a rock.
Yeah, it could be.
a trick of light.
Yeah, so, you know, the video was 45 minutes or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's like half an hour.
Half an hour. You know, in half an hour, you know how many frames of videos are in half an hour? We're talking mucho, hundreds of thousands. So in any one of those frames, you can easily possibly find a piece of lumber, a rock, that sort of with the right angles and the light configuration could look like a face. And anybody can actually go do that.
Yep.
Videos
We found
even-
trees that kind of look like a Bigfoot
Yeah.
too out there when we
Yeah.
were out there. I have a couple of pictures of those.
Right.
Where it
Video's
kind of
the
looks like a
worst.
face looking at you.
Video smears, you know, like blurs as you're moving and stuff
Right.
like that. I mean, it has all kinds of anomalies.
You know, there are several people who we all are friends with on the internet, and they go out and just start taking pictures of
Yeah.
anything and everything, and all of a sudden they say, look, there's 3 of them in this particular photograph, and we're all, really, dude? You know, I don't see anything in there.
even
That's,
when
that's on this page too. There's like hundreds of pictures from different people's videos that they're saying are Bigfoots in the background. And on all those pictures that they have, this is the only one where it actually look at a face.
Right.
it looks like a Tolmec, like the Tolmec statue. You know, the face looks like a Tolmec statue to me.
I mean, granted, it looks like a face, but,
It looks like that little kid dancing to that Madonna remix song.
He's got lips.
I know which video you're talking about, too. That's funny. All right, let's go to the next one. That one. All right, we got now we got,
Look, that's an anomaly right there. Wow.
okay.
This next one has 5 pictures.
Okay. And the first
Story
one
number
is
4. Tomorrow, October 20th, is the 47th anniversary of the Patty film, the Patterson Gimlin
dun,
film.
dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
It's already 47, so I guess hopefully they're going to have something big for the 50th.
Oh,
coming
no
up.
kidding. Oh, we are still going to be there if that's the case. I got a feeling we should be, you know, on TV by then. And
Man, I am old. I
Do a TV
remember
show from
that.
there.
I remember
What's that?
when they found that.
You can broadcast from there.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, we're all going to be taking a trip. I guarantee you to Willow Creek. All right, go for it.
See, now that
Hopefully
one's
it's
what
not to the
that's
crazy
what I
house.
saw right there. Except it didn't have breasts, and its hips were narrower, but the face and everything, that's what I saw.
See, everybody who are, I have the arrow pointing right now. Actually, I'm circling the breast on Patty. For all those who never knew, this is one of the reasons why they call her Patty, is because of the breast. So, there you go. All right, there's number 1.
Yep.
Let's go to number 2.
This is the film that started it all. It's never been debunked.
Yep.
They took it between, there's different times that they've given, but it's basically between 1:30 and 3 in the afternoon on Friday, October 20th, 1967. Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin were in Bluff Creek, and they took 24 feet of film. And Bob Gimlin has said that it actually looked back like 2 or 3 times, but they only got the one time on film, because the first time it turned around is when it first stood up and started walking away, and it turned around, and Roger was still on the ground trying to get the film, because when the horses came around the corner and the horses smelled the creature, they threw them off of their horses. So Roger had his leg underneath the horse, and he was trying to get the camera out of the backpack, of the little pack in the saddlebag, and try to get his leg out while he was running towards the creature, trying to film it. But he said the first time it did look back a couple more times before they got it on film. And it's around 7 feet tall, 500 pounds. The closest that Roger got to it was about 80 feet when he crossed the creek and dropped down to film, try to get a steady shot of it. And it's pretty crazy looking.
Yep. this one up now. Okay, now I got the one where it has Patty on the left and the footprint on the right.
Yeah, that's after they saw it walk away, they followed it, and many people don't know. They think that that's the end of the video, just where the end of the video stops. That was the end of it, but actually, they kept following it, and they followed it for 3.5 miles before losing the tracks in pine needles. But they said that when it came around the corner and it walked into the forest, it took off running. So they measured the stride at 42 inches from the back of the heel on the left side to the back of the heel on the right side. And then when it got to the edge of the forest and took off running, the stride was 65 inches. So, but they could still follow it, and they think that because she was in the creek and after she walked away from them, her lower legs were still wet, the fur on them, or hair, or whatever you want to call it, because they saw some water on some rocks. So she was still dripping from being in the water. And they followed her for 3.5 miles before they gave up because they couldn't find any more tracks in the pine needles. So they came back and they casted. There was about a row of 10 tracks that they found, and they casted some. And the tracks were 14.5 inches by 6 inches. Pretty amazing.
Very cool.
And Bill Munns showed that in the video that the toes in the video actually move up and down. He said that's impossible to do if it was a costume. The calf muscles flex in the video. The mouth opens and closes. It has longer arms than us.
Right.
And even a gorilla has longer arms than a gorilla. The knee bend is not human. The stride, the weight of the creature. So there's no way it could be someone in a costume.
I just noticed that too right here on the photograph that we're looking at right now. Patty on the left-hand side. See how the right leg comes up pretty high.
How high up the thing is.
Right. And a lot of people, when you walk right now, go and walk from one side of the house to the other side of the house. You don't lift up your legs like that all the way up. You just don't. And in most, actually, in a lot of the photographs or videos that are out there to this day that show a Bigfoot, and it's one thing they zero in on is the way the leg moves up in the back, all the way up like this. You just
people say it's a suit, and they weren't making suits like that back in the day.
And for all those who, right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The closest they had was Planet of the Apes,
right.
And although those are pretty good, those were only the head, the feet, and the hands. The rest was just a costume. The costume, the clothes that they were wearing. It wasn't a full body suit like this one.
Right.
And this one wasn't a suit.
Right. If we did an episode about a month and a half ago with Bill Munns. For all those who want to basically know about the Patterson Gimlin film, we had him on our show. Really good show. He pretty much debunked and pretty much said this was a actual being of some type.
We went in depth with him.
Absolutely.
That's on YouTube and on live stream in the archives.
So for all those who are really into Bigfoot, and he pretty much debunked this as being a suit, somebody in a suit. It was actually a real being of some type, and for all those who don't know, he is a special effects creator back in the days, and he knows all about costumes and all that kind of stuff. So go watch that episode.
Yeah, they actually didn't just go to this site either. There was First Nations people that had many reports from this area as long back as 500 years, they said, and they called it the Omachi. They had seen it in this area. That's why Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin were in this area.
So then,
and in 1957, they actually carved out a road to get to Bluff Creek. And the workers there, Jerry Crew, in 58, they were all finding human-like footprints through the ground that they just plowed. And Jerry Crew went to the press with casts that they made of these footprints. And he said, these are big feet or Bigfoot that we found. It's a Bigfoot that we found out there. So that was in 58, the term Bigfoot was coined by Jerry Crew.
So Jerry Crew, refresh everybody on him. He
was just a foreman for a road construction crew.
Right.
And they were just plowing the road that they made from Orleans down to Bluff Creek. And he and the workers were he was like the first person to actually cast prints
Now,
back in 1958.
The photograph I have up right now is of Jerry Crew, correct?
I think that's Patterson and Gimlin.
Oh, okay.
Those
All
are
right.
the casts that they made
Okay.
at Bluff Creek.
Okay, because Jerry Crew, and I think I talked about this a long time ago, but
Jerry Crew has glasses.
okay, there's another photograph of him kneeling down with other cast in front of him, and I think it was taken inside the post office or something like that, where that happened. Well, anyways, for all those who don't know, I work for AT&T, and our the main guy at AT&T there, the guy who pretty much ran everything, his name is Tom Caesar. He actually pulled me aside, and he says that his father-in-law lived where all that happened. He was a little boy, and he was a kid then, and Jerry Crew had just finished casting those footprints, and they had him in his station wagon. He was driving, and he pulled over, and this gentleman, when he was a kid, Jerry Crew got him inside the station wagon, and as they were driving to downtown to show everybody the cast, that's when this gentleman looked behind him in the station wagon. He saw all the cast of the footprints, and well, I got his phone number, and I called him, and I spoke to him in person. I never had him on our show because that's like one shot a lifetime type of deal. So I am waiting for the national TV thing so we can fly him out, and he actually can sit down and let everybody know from him that he saw the cast. He knew Jerry Crew. They were good friends and the whole 9 yards, and he's still alive from what I understand. Not Jerry Crew, but this gentleman. So I'm planning to fly him out wherever he's at, and then let us give us his 2 cents on what happened that day with Jerry Crew. Because a lot of people don't know. It's just, Jerry Crew and finding the footprints. But, at least he will tell you about Jerry Crew and, get his 2 cents. But I can't wait for that.
Conversation. And
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
I heard that one.
Yeah. So I plan to fly him in where as soon as we get the show going. So can't wait for that one.
I like
Nice.
what Bill said about how if he made a suit to fit a man, that head part wouldn't fit.
Right.
So
Huge head.
yeah, it wouldn't be able to see, the guy wouldn't be able to see inside the way that's made.
And that's what Bill Munn said. If it was
Yeah.
a mask, you wouldn't be able to move the mouth like it does move in the film.
Right. I mean, it's interesting for the ones that are new followers or want to go back. We have that show to go back and listen to. It's a good one.
Okay, the next photograph I have is Patty on the right and the gentleman on the left.
Yeah, that was a McLaren. He was actually 6'6", and they had him walk where Patty, the same route that Patty walked. I think that was about a year later, and you can see that Patty's still a little bit taller than him, maybe about 7 feet tall, because Patty's a little bit slouched forward. So if she was standing straight up, she'd probably be about 7 feet tall.
Okay.
She's a big girl.
Yep. All right, let's go to the next one, which would be that one. That
All
one.
muscle.
Okay. All right. What else? That's it?
And that's it. Just
Okay.
the movie exists.
Oh.
That's one of those.
Thank you
by
for
the
that.
producer of the Blair Witch Project comes out Friday.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for that video, Danny. That
was crazy. Video.
it did
That
wonders
looked pretty
for
good.
me. Yeah.
Scary Cat.
Yeah.
It does come out in theaters, but there's only about 10 theaters, not a lot of wide release.
All right. Oh, well.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I think about that, like that scenario when we're out, Bigfooting, researching.
Mm-hmm.
And then I seen that video where he's running through the woods and then tackles the guy on the bike. I was like, I didn't need to see that.
Yeah, but he was by himself, though.
But it put a visual now to... Before I only just think about it. Now I have a visual.
Right.
Thank you very much.
So-
It'll happen one day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to leave him
You guys will
behind.
leave me in the dust.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I was
only
thinking.
got to outrun me. Yeah.
So, all right, Mr. Danny, we'll see you
All right.
next week, okay?
Okay.
All right, man. Thank you.
Bye, Danny.
See ya. All right, Danny Valderrama, who's actually getting more famous than us.
Yeah. Hey, that video that exists, it almost, that when it roared, it sounded just like what it sounds like, but not as voluminous or whatever you want to call it.
So, we also have somebody that we're going to call here in a little bit, and I didn't really get a time that we were going to call, so I'm hoping he's going to be available right now. His name is Ken Gentry. He's actually used to live down here east of Fresno forever, and he moved up to Oregon or Washington.
Yeah, he's in Oregon.
He's in Oregon, and he's got a new job. Yeah, go for it. And they do splunking. They go in and they investigate caves. He's been doing that for a long time, and they were just at a site not so long ago, and they found some footprints going into this cave, and he sent me a picture, and I want everybody to listen to his story on this particular incident, and we're going to show you that picture. And the tracks are, I think this is the real deal, because the way the tracks are laid out, and we'll still see it. Can't get them? So, okay, well.
They also are in a place that is inaccessible just to hike to. Like, you can't just hike down into them tracks. You have to have climbing gear to get there, and that's what they were doing, and that is, they got down in there after, rappelling, and then they find these tracks, and then there's some things that they don't know about Bigfoots that we do know, and that makes them legit, like about how they're placed and everything.
All right, we got Ken. She's talking. She probably has no idea who Emerald is. By going, who is this? Oh, what? Oh, okay, we'll call him back at 6:30. See, Danny didn't give me a time.
All right, here he comes.
What? Ken, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can
Hey,
you hear me okay?
yeah, we can hear you. You know what? Danny didn't give me a time to call you, so I didn't know what time to call you.
No worries, my good friend.
How's it going, man?
Living the dream. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, trying to catch some of these salmon that are coming in, but it's not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
how are you?
Good. We're doing really good on this side. Yeah, haven't had a chance to go up very often to go and do what we love to do, and that's go up in the mountains and go look for the the hairy one. But obviously you're in the areas where you don't really have to look very hard, do you?
Well, when you're in Rome, you go see cathedrals, right? When you're in the Pacific Northwest, you go look for Bigfoot, right?
Right, exactly. So, hey, you guys were...
But that's not been our focus, you know that. We're still explorers first.
Right. And you guys were exploring a cave, I guess, and you guys found some tracks.
Well, it really wasn't a cave, Jeff. What it was it's a rift, a geological fissure. It's a tear in the fabric of a mountain where they believe one mountain is actually sloughing off the side of another, okay? So it's a large canyon, you might say.
Okay.
Extremely thin, very deep, and about 2,000 feet in length. And we were trying to get into it. It's well known. You can mention it. I would like to include that it's extremely dangerous. And only experienced climbers.
Is that why the
go
name?
Into it for one, but again, also it's extremely dangerous. You can hear rocks and boulders falling in around you as you're inside of this thing.
What is this location called?
It's called Hellhole.
Hellhole.
And we've made a video. I think you can see it. It's called Hellhole, Oregon, under Ken Gentry, and I'm easy found. And we did that was our very first exploration. As the new chapter of Mother Earth Underground, the Oregon chapter.
Okay. And you guys were just down there how long ago?
About a week and a half ago.
Okay.
Maybe 2 weeks.
So we're talking recent. So tell us what you found down there.
Well, besides some interesting geological fissures, we were hiking down into it. We were only about a third of the way into this chasm. And and by the way, this would be central West Oregon. It would be probably, I'd say, about 35 miles, maybe 45 miles east of Eugene, Oregon. So anyway, Central Oregon, mostly west coast of the Emerald Valley in the Cascades. And we were hiking. We'd gotten down in there. We'd hiked into the region, and then, of course, rappelled down into the chasm. And as we were just, surveying the bottom and moving along, I noticed a set of tracks going east to west, elongated along with the chasm, the canyon, and they were quite lengthy, probably about 80, 90 feet long, if not better. Okay. And I just started this peculiar looking. It was in a soft dirt, swept off the side of a hill, and much higher than this. So as you're in this canyon, there's a little break in the canyon where there's two short saddles, and a lot of sloughed off loose dirt material. This loose dirt is what the steps were made in. So anything making a step, you would think would make a more of an elongated step than normal, just by the natural act of sliding down the hill as you take your step. Like, soft earth does that when you're contouring the side of a slope. Well, we went up and climbed up and took a look at this, and that's when we noticed that these were, well, right up our alley. Definitely more your alley than mine. But they're 4 feet apart, average of 42, about 49 inches apart, about 18.5 inches in length, the shape of a human foot, and quite deep in the slough. Our own particular steps were maybe 3 or 4 inches deep on the side of the slope. These things were a good 10 to 12 inches deep. And probably 6.5, 7 inches in width, if I remember correctly. We were able to measure them by making comparisons when we got back to little marks we made in our shirt. We didn't bring tape measures to measure any pressure. We're not expecting that. We were there to explore the chasm and to find a way in for the next trip out for a photography and video session, which we're going to completely document this geological fissure. So again, I wasn't there in the capacity of looking for something Bigfoot related, or me, we would have had casting material with us.
Right.
We would have had better things.
Right. Now, let's talk about these prints here real quick. For all those who are into Bigfoot and casting and the way they walk, humans walk a certain way, and we found out that Sasquatch Bigfoot walk a different way, and that is 1 foot in front of the other, right?
They were directly in line,
right,
1 foot in front of the other.
Right.
Whereas I noticed what you talk about. Again, this is out of my area of expertise. I work well with Bigfoot researchers and legitimate, as you're aware, but mostly on the guide stuff or information on the backcountry that they need. I'm very, very cryptozoological friendly, as you're very aware. However, that's really not my area of expertise, but we do notice that we have a separated step in our just normal hiking, as we did going up that very slope. But these were in a perfect line, as you can see in the picture.
Wow. This is, for all those who are into Bigfoots and are watching this right now, they're probably saying to myself, oh my God, this is so legit. Because for all those who are watching and don't know anything about these footprints, go out, and if these are 4 feet up, 4 feet apart,
approximately average,
okay,
42 to about 49 inches.
Go outside in muddy area, whatever, and walk with 1 foot in front of the other, with giving you a 4 foot span. You can't do it.
You'll be hopping.
You can't do it.
Right, yes, to put in levels for people or ways to relate that, it would be taking a step, every step, the width of a piece of plywood or a piece of drywall. So if you can imagine that large of a step, stepping apart over a piece of plywood every time you took a step,
there's no way.
I think that kind of puts it in reason for people. They're like, oh,
I'm 6'2". I couldn't do that, and the weight, I weigh 185 pounds. My foot would not sink in that far. And again, we don't know if this was, right before a rain or an after rain. We don't know. But, I could not. Well, and we're talking the side of a hill like this.
That's another thing. That's a very good point you brought up, Jeffrey. When you're taking the steps on the slope, just because it's so slippery, and sometimes you can take one step for every 2 steps backwards because you're sliding down the hill, you're taking just by nature of being on a slope, you're taking much shorter steps than you would on an open flat trail.
Right.
Where you're hiking and making 26 to 30-inch strides at that.
So this thing was awfully tall and had some long legs too.
Did you follow it off? You could see it looks like it's going in the direction of the tree. Did you guys get off over that way?
You see where they? I don't have the picture in front of me. So, but as those steps go away from the camera, you'll notice that there's a little dip in the hill. Well, right behind me when I took that picture is another little dip in the hill. So it goes from one dip to another for whatever reason, and I believe there's a rock base on the left-hand side it was trying to traverse around, and it found the easiest go from that. Just right across the slope was the easiest go. You and I might not choose that route. We may have chosen another route around it, but, we're not able to just step anywhere we want, where this has a better ability and is more flat-footed, more suited for its environment,
Right. I mean, this is, this is so the real thing. I mean, why would and you guys are in the middle of nowhere, right?
I wouldn't call it in the middle of nowhere. As a matter of fact, again, this place is known, but there's a route from all maps, I think between 1931 and 1938, when the Bureau of Lands Management determined that this was the most dangerous place in Oregon.
Uh-huh.
So it's never been reprinted on a map, to my knowledge, except it may appear on some quads and topographical maps. But it wouldn't appear with a name, which is how people find things. I found it on a 1927 map and found it on a 1933 map, which is probably the last one that was done. And that would have been broken down into township and ranges, so you'd have to know the township and range in order to locate that. Look out that way. However, as far as a hike, there's a small pull-out in the road if you know where to go. And there's... Now, this is the part I don't get. The Bureau of Land Management, on one recent survey of it, took them 3.5 hours to find the chasm, the rift. And I don't understand that, because once we had teamed up and sent our scouts out and located the deeper trail, and this trail was so well marked, people just don't read sign very well and can't really read the forest. The only thing that was missing on this was a flashing neon sign that said the rift is over here. So it was very easy to find. We were from the car to the edge of the rift, where we were about to rappel in about 8 minutes.
Gee.
On very, very moderate terrain.
So now, when you were down there, and some of those boulders, do you think were being knocked in there, or were they just naturally falling in when you're down?
The assumption is that this, I believe it's basalt, is the type of earth this is. It's kind of it's a clay sandstone. It's volcanic in nature, and it's loosed. Most of it is loose. There are fresh boulders in there all the time. There are boulders falling in it at all times. They believe that it is actually physically separating. One of the trips that we're going to be taking here soon, which is the reason I wanted my exploratory under my hat, so we were more familiar with what was going on there. We're going to be hired to go back and place cameras, or some sort of, I believe it might even be laser related, that'll be posted on either side of the rift in several locations where we'll rappel down and mount this equipment, so they can see if it's physically moving or if it's just concaving away of the way a loose dirt clod would in the rain.
Right.
So to answer your question, I can't give you a definitive answer. What I can tell you is that of all the people that have been there, and there are several YouTube videos about it, The Oregon Public Broadcasting did a special on it, and they've got some geologists talking about it. There's almost at all times some sort of a small rock or groups of rocks that are falling in from just the loose soil. So again, I couldn't give you a definitive answer on whether or not something didn't like us being down and was dropping rocks in. They weren't dropping on us or very close.
Right.
But in one portion of that video that we have there on YouTube, you can hear the rocks falling in around us. As a matter of fact, it's the very first one where at the bottom where I think it's posted there on the video that we're approximately 200 feet down and 800 feet in. At that portion, you'll hear rocks falling around us. You can actually physically hear them over the music and over us talking a little bit.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Well,
okay,
we know.
I really can't give you an honest answer on that.
Okay. See, I
the
know
only
you.
rock throwing event that I'm aware of is the one where we actually saw them thrown at us.
Right. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Is you have experienced them, chucking rocks at you. So I mean, that's why I thought I would ask the question.
That's the only true Bigfoot-related experience that I can contest to in over 30 years of doing guide work. Because I've never physically seen one that I'm aware of. I've seen dark images in other woods, and to me that doesn't confirm anything unless I really physically see it. I've always known of its existence and believed that it fully exists. However, I've never seen one.
Okay.
And in that particular region up behind Three Rivers, up near Sequoia, or in the Sequoia Park region, is when we had that experience. And it was unexplainable. You heard and read the story. I think I even shipped you the trip report on it. I believe we caused that by changing our search technique for that large tree that we were going after. I believe that we actually drove some animals across that canyon by using a new search technique, and whatever it was that did this, and I'm absolutely assuming 100% Bigfoot on this,
right?
Didn't like it. Didn't like us there. Second night in, it was screaming at us. Third night in, rocks and trees and stuff were getting broken around us, and rocks were getting rolled down the hill on us. And that's when we brought in some of the first researchers, some friends of yours that we both work with. And, the only thing that I can honestly attest to is just these rocks being thrown at us on that particular trip.
Well, I'm looking at these footprints right now. We still have them on the screen, and, that is awesome. Like I said, the people who are Bigfoot investigators and researchers are looking at this right now, and they're going, yep, that's him.
I got excited.
Yep.
As soon as I saw him,
we're returning there on Sunday. We've had some heavier rains earlier this week, and then some lighter. And as far as track traps, that's the most excellent time to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Because any fresh mudded areas, whether inside the rift or out of the rift. And by the way, our repelling in where we chose to go in is not a necessary way to go in. You can climb down this relatively easy hand over hand, which is a hand assist line, which is not really necessary. We do it for safety, about 400 feet to the east of where we went in. I chose to repel in because we were training some new climbers and I wanted to be familiar with the equipment. And then most of them actually hiked back out with just a hand assist line. So a bear, any good deer that can really manipulate his way around can get in and out of this rift almost completely without, of course, out any equipment. So when we return, now we're going to be returning with things more focused in the Bigfoot manner. We're going to be focusing on our trip a little differently.
Right.
As well as, again, I'm there to explore it.
Right.
However, now that we've seen these tracks once, well, I won't go empty-handed again.
Right. Exactly.
I'll go prepared for anything. And there's some great track traps. There's some great muddy areas on the trail where you can see anything that's walked through the region.
Right. Wow.
So we'll be better prepared for that this time, and hopefully we can get something that we can really share with y'all.
Awesome.
Kind of exciting your first time out, and you come back with this. That was exciting. I mean,
No kidding. It took us 2 years to get a a really good gung-ho crew. And, you know how we rock and roll. So
Yeah.
we really had to find the right people that wanted to go and people with the right attitudes, or, you know, of course, still ecologically minded folks who are there mostly to explore. All of them firmly believe in the existence of a Bigfoot being from this area, and which is kind of funny because there's about 50% of the people that I meet that spend a lot of time outdoors do not believe in its existence.
Huh.
And
Even
being
over
from the
there.
Pacific Northwest, you'd think that'd be different.
I have
But again,
relatives. I have relatives in
dense
Oregon.
forest out here.
Right.
I have relatives
That
in
portion
Oregon. They'll
Cascade.
deny it. They'll
Oh,
deny
I'm
it.
sorry,
I have relatives in Oregon, and they'll deny it to your face. There's no
Yeah,
Bigfoot, even though they, you know, I was with them. I was with them one time when everybody saw one, and they'll deny it. Only one person is brave enough to say it. They're afraid of ridicule. Really.
Really, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's just millions of untouched acres, and much logging has gone on here throughout Oregon's modern history. But there's just, you know, it's so dense. Just up there in that area of the Cascades. And again, you could probably miss this chasm just by missing the trail in. It is so dense that if you didn't go straight down this particular route that we chose, it would, even going straight to the point that we went, it would have taken us an hour. But because we were able to locate in a little ways a fairly well-used trail, it cut it down to minutes.
Right. Wow, very cool. All right, well,
And
Ken,
with
that's awesome. Obviously, when are you guys going back?
we're going back Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Oh man.
Next time. Okay, well, hey, you know, you get anything cool, I'm the guy that you're gonna bring it to.
I want to
You
go
and a
with
few
them.
others. But yes, sir, absolutely. You know that in this particular field, you just can't hand this stuff to everybody. Some people either just try to manipulate it for their own good, or try to use it as disproof, or use it as proof. I only give my information to people that I consider doing legitimate work, which are some great researchers out there. There's even some great armchair quarterbacks that don't get into the woods, but really, really go through the information and help decipher things for people.
Right.
So there's some real great folks that I've been lucky enough to meet throughout the years, including yourself, that I think do a really good job of representing our thoughts on this.
Cool. I appreciate that, Ken. All right, Ken. I'm going to let you go. Go ahead. Like I said, have fun next Sunday. Be careful. And if you come up with anything, make sure you give us a call, okay?
And
No worries, and of course it'll be a very fine video. I like people to be able to see where we go. So
Yeah.
again, we'll be putting together something really nice no matter what we find, because geographically and geologically speaking, it is really a unique feature. And again, if your listeners want to see it, just type in Hellhole, Oregon on YouTube, and they can find it really quickly under Kenny Gentry, and enjoy it. It's
Did
really
they have these?
fantastic.
Did they have these in that video?
Yeah.
Are these
Yeah.
prints in that video?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes, there's
okay.
just, all I kept was that particular shot. Now, by the way, we do have other pictures, and I told Danny earlier that we would get to you just as soon as we could, that we haven't removed from other people's camera phones.
Okay.
So there are some other pictures that were taken of it, and of course there'll be new ones coming as of Sunday.
Right on.
Cool.
Okay. Send them to us, Ken.
Okay.
Appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Ken.
Later,
We'll-
Ken.
We'll talk to you
You're very
soon.
welcome.
Yeah.
God bless y'all. You have a fine evening. Happy Sunday.
Thank
Love
you,
you,
man.
brother.
We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Ken.
All right.
All right.
Nothing but love, brother.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. That was Mr. Ken Gentry.
Man, I want to go out there hiking with them.
Good luck.
I know I can't hike.
For some reason, and for all those who've been watching us lately, knows that hasn't happened in a long time, and it happened right now. Why, I don't know. We were just talking about prints. Maybe they didn't want to give away the location, which was the hell hole of Oregon. Too late, because we did. So, all right, we're back on live stream, and Art Bell obviously never left us. So, and Emerald is screaming over there, and I guess you're watching football on your iPhone.
Well, no, it's play-by-play, but my team's winning.
Jeez, what is your team?
Denver Broncos.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the 40 Winers.
Oh, okay. This is the rivalry here at the 49ers in Denver right now. And they're up ahead, huh?
Yes, we're ahead.
Ooh, I have a lot of friends who are 49ers, and I would love to see their face right now. They're probably freaking out. What quarter?
First. They just
Oh,
started.
they just started. Okay.
Yeah, about 30 minutes ago.
Okay, they got a long ways to go. So, all right, let's continue on with Paranormal Central. Okay, we are halfway there. We are on the second hour. What's the matter? Oh, you want to plug that in here? Okay, here you go. Oh, okay. All right, let's continue on. Last week I think we scared a lot of people when we were talking about the Ebola thing. I want to continue on with scaring people.
I've been scaring people all week.
Yeah,
with
you were telling me you had family over and they're freaking out because what's going on and what's not being done and what's being done.
Well, didn't they just he just put that other guy, and forgive me for not knowing names,
I
but
think
someone's been put in charge of that.
Yeah, a lawyer. Ron Fair. There you go. A lawyer. Obama picked a lawyer to handle the Obama SAR.
Not like a doctor or a biologist. He's
No.
a lawyer.
He
Like
picked-
he has no medical background.
No medical background whatsoever. And he picked it. Now, this guy is supposedly... No, you were fine. There you go.
Are you sure?
Hold on. No, hit it again. There you go, right there. Okay.
You guys see that, man? I
He
have
was.
the right
I
hook.
think he was in charge of Hillary Clinton's or somebody's when they were running for president or something rather. But yeah, Obama went and chose an Ebola SAR, and it was a lawyer. So everybody's going, wait a minute, that just doesn't make any sense to me. And he's trying to say that, well, he's good at what he does, and that is being in control of certain, stuff. So he thinks that he's going to be really good in controlling the Ebola situation.
Yeah, right.
Okay, whatever. So let's continue on, and
I think he just gave the guy an income. Looked like the guy hadn't worked in like years.
Yeah, and let's talk about well then why is Obama doing the things he is doing?
I
The
don't
things
know.
that he's doing are just not making any sense. People, are you guys with me on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He is not. I mean, he is coming out and he's saying, "Don't worry, we got it under control." And it's for some reason, it's like he's not worried about it because maybe it isn't real.
Or not something to be worrying about.
I never thought about it until right now. I'm just thinking maybe he's not worried about it because it's not real. And this is a false flag.
What do you mean? Like Ebola is not real?
What's going on right now? Yeah, now check this out. I was reading up, and they went and interviewed a lot of people in the West Africa where all this started. And they're saying this all started when the Red Cross arrived and were giving vaccinations to everybody.
And only the vaccinated ones got
Ebola.
The heck?
Yeah. So people are saying, okay, was the Red Cross doing some type of an experiment on a vaccine, or did they just do it on purpose?
Well, what about the nurses? Were they vaccinated as well? The ones that have gotten it so far?
Well, the people that have gotten it down in the United States just were taking care of people, and that's how they got it. They didn't they weren't in West Africa per se. It was, so.
Yeah, 'cause some people like, especially Ghana, and that's where it all started. A lot of Americans go there, so if there was Americans helping out with the vaccinations and then stuck around for a little while, when it started hitting the people, then they got it, but they didn't know they had it.
Oh wait, so you're saying this is like a timeline? Like the people that were vaccinated were the ones that started it, and then they
Right.
got sick based on
Yeah, and then it
people
started
they came
spreading.
in contact with.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
There's even a patent on this Ebola.
Of course,
I
there
looked it
is.
up. I was like, what?
well,
they
if we
made
have
this?
a patent on it, don't you think we should have a
cure?
Yeah,
you would think,
but
We
maybe
do. I'm
well,
sure we do.
maybe they. Well, I'm pretty sure you're right. I think we do have it. But
maybe that's
the
why
reason
they all want to come here.
the reason why they made this Ebola virus, it was for only one purpose, and that's to start, killing off people.
Well, okay, here's my thing, and let me play devil's advocate now. I've heard people say that, like, oh, yeah, he's going to use it to kill us all off. And I'm like, well, wait a second. If you kill us all off, who the heck are you going to control at the end of the day? You can't control anything without the people.
Well, have you realized...
it won't kill everyone.
No. Now...
But the majority, if that's what they're going for...
They're going for half a billion.
Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna big time conspiracy theorist right here. Okay, here I'm gonna throw some at you guys. All right, and somebody brought it to my attention. I think it was Danny. The people who have got it here in the United States are Asian and African American. All right. You know where I'm going with this?
No.
All
Keep
right.
going.
What if, and also too, I think the people who are so far who have gotten it were nurses and doctors here, like tending to other patients. What if you become a nurse or a doctor and you're treating other patients, first thing they want you to do is take care of yourself. Go get a flu shot. Right, so I'm pretty sure all of them have gotten a flu shot. What if the people who have gotten the flu shot are really receptive of getting the Ebola really easy?
So you're saying they're connected?
What if that's why when you walk into a Rite Aid, they say, "Oh, come here, we'll give you a flu shot. Come here, come on." And it's mostly all of the people who are weak, who have different type of disease. You know what I'm saying? Who need diabetics. The elderly, the non-informative people like, well, I don't say non-informative like you, but...
Well, I'm informed, but only I fit
that
in there.
People...
I mean, they make me get a flu shot.
They make you?
Yeah.
How do they make you?
The doctor says, bring in your flu shot, and if I don't take it, then they start messing with me like, you can't have this or you can't have that.
Wow.
It's like a requirement.
Because he takes a lot of medication.
And if I don't take the flu, I mean, I get everything. I get everything. Like, if it comes along, I get it. So they give me the flu shot to keep me from getting things.
The flu.
So we think. So let's just say...
And it always scares me because... like he said, like I'm at the doctor's office and they just come in, every year, whack, flu shot. But then I have, my mom just broke her hip and she has diabetes and my wife is going through some, things. So I'm at all these different pharmacies and they don't just say, hey, we're giving flu shots. They say, hey, get your flu shot. Have you got your flu shot? I mean, they're like pushing it.
They push it.
Just like if you're at McDonald's, you want to supersize that? I'm like, no.
It sounds like whenever I walk in to a Rite Aid or whatever, there's always somebody there. Have you had your flu shot today? It's like the pharmaceutical companies are, for every flu shot you get, we give you $5 or something like that. Like to the pharmacy, like it's a contest. That's what it seems like to me. I posted on my Facebook wall, and for all those who are listening and watching us out there, become our friend, especially on Paranormal. We have a like page, Paranormal Central like page on Facebook. Everybody go and like it now, so that way you're on top of things, because we are on top of things here at Paranormal Central way before the media is sometimes. And for all those who are listening, who've been listening to us for a long time, realize that. So, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because, we have some good stuff coming up, and I want you guys to be the first to learn about it. Now, flu shots. I tell people, don't get them. Don't get them. Our family has never had a flu shot.
I haven't gotten flu shot in years.
In years, okay. We don't get sick. And my wife and myself are in the line of work where we come across people every day. She's a school teacher. I walk into people's homes every day. There are, who knows what's out there. But we don't get sick.
Kids are like nasty.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear, they walk around, and when they come to my house, my wife's running around with one of those bleach wipes, the doorknobs, the toilet thing, the telephone, everything that the TV remotes. I mean, she follows as soon as they leave. She's going around and wiping all that stuff off because they're like walking crud.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. They go, or they go like this and they touch. That's kids. What if the flu shot just weakens your immune system?
Man.
All right,
So
to the
far it
point
hasn't
to
for me.
the point where if something like this comes around and if you had the flu shot, it's going to attack you first. Just think about that, you guys. All right, I'm talking definitely conspiracy theorists, but it's something to think about. And Emerald's going touchdown over there. Good.
Now in the chat, they just somebody Dar
Okay.
just said, "What is your diet? What is your secret? What do you do? Right? You didn't take a flu shot. But
All right.
What do you do?"
Well, I'm going to tell you what I eat and what I don't eat. I'm a Pepsi-holic
And pizza.
Yeah.
and pizza.
Yeah.
All right, I eat that. I drink Pepsi every day.
And pizza.
So so if Pepsi or if you're listening right now, sponsor. Hello.
And
And
not just any Pepsi. It's a certain kind.
it's the real sugar Pepsi.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, maybe
No
that's
high
why.
fructose.
I hate
No
soda.
high
Fructose.
Not
yeah,
drinking
syrup.
soda.
All right, the taste is so different.
Yeah.
It's oh my god, it tastes so good. So I drink the Pepsi with the real sugar on it. And I'm gonna go ahead.
Pepsi's calling. Hey, I got a message from Pepsi. No,
I'm gonna
just
go ahead.
kidding.
Ooh, this is not real sugar.
I was like, that is not the right can.
Here it is, the real sugar. It's the throwback Pepsi, you guys. You guys should taste this. At Bond is where we get ours. But it's Bond's sponsorship now.
All bad.
Okay. For those who like Pepsi, try to get the real sugar Pepsi. All right. Well, anyways, what I eat, I eat just like all you guys. Granted, my wife is organic. She loves organic stuff, so we do eat a lot of organic stuff. But you know what? You can't
And no
live.
GMOs. She does everything like no GMOs as much as possible.
Yeah, but
all organic as much as possible.
right.
But
And-
in America, you can't do that 100%
No, you
unless
can't.
you got your own garden, cows in the
Absolutely.
backyard.
Now, you know what? I'm a technician, so I'm out on the road every day, and I eat fast food every day, you guys.
Okay, that's not fair. I'm over here eating broccoli, cauliflower, chicken, and you're over here drinking Pepsi and pizza.
But let me tell
And
you,
he's skinny.
Right?
Okay, but you have to understand if you want to take a ride with me and what I do during the day, it's not like I have a desk job.
No, yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
so and for all those who I climb poles, I take ladders off with my van, I put them on the strand, I climb back down. I am constantly moving back and forth every day. That's what I do. So maybe that's why I've been skinny all my life. It's just the way I am.
genetics.
It's just no, not really. My family is not. It's just that's the way I am. But granted, Cheryl Diane, whatever her name is, she tries to get organic as
running
much as
joke.
she can, and but I don't. I'm not like a health food junkie. But let me tell you the one thing.
That's true.
But let me tell you one thing I do a lot.
You do.
I do. Shit. Oh.
5-year-olds.
I wash my hands a lot. So if I'm in somebody's home, as soon as I come out, I wash my hands really well.
You use hand sanitizer? Or?
Well, we have those scrubs in a bucket,
okay.
and I get that and I scrub, and I do. I don't want. I watch what I do. I don't want wipe my eyes or anything like that until I wash my hands, and I do that all the time. And I go through scrub buckets and paper towels like crazy. Luckily, we get them for free, so I'm constantly washing my hands. Cheryl, Diane, whatever her name is, she has the soap, the
Hand
sanitizers,
sanitizer?
and she uses that a lot. God, I hate the smell, and I hate it when she's in the car with us and she goes, like, oh, and I just hate it. And she gives some to Christian as well. So they always, clean their hands when they go shopping. Let me tell you something. When I go shopping, they have the wipies there at the beginning, at the very the front door, so you can grab one and you can wipe the handle of your cart. I do that every single time. Because you know how many people hold that cart every day that go or whatever? All that crap is on that cart handle, you guys. And you guys probably don't think about that. Or even the little, what do you call that? The, not the cart, but the basket. Thank you. Oh my gosh. The basket handles as well. Clean those before you use it. So when you go shopping, go buy the wipies like for children. Go get those wipies. Have one with you at all times and use them. That's why I don't get sick. Because I don't allow the germs to transfer to my hands, to transfer to my mouth or my eyes.
I think that's the number one thing right there.
And that's why I don't get sick. That's why they don't get sick.
I would bet that. Because that's what the government tells you. And doctors and everybody, they tell you, don't touch your eyes.
Let me tell you guys, when you guys use public restrooms, all right, after you finish using the bathroom, don't go open the door with your hands. All right? Don't do it. Okay? What I do is after I wash my hands with that paper towel, grab the handle of the door and open it. Hold the door open with your foot, then get the paper towel and toss it. Throw it. You know what I'm saying? Then walk out. Don't grab anything, after you wash your hands, because it defeats the purpose of opening that door. Because you know how many people wipe their butt and then don't wash their hands and go open the door of the bathroom, and you do exactly the same thing? Don't you think you're gonna get sick?
You know what? It might be worse than that because I use the cane, the tip.
Okay.
When I go in there, I don't touch the flusher. I hit it with the tip of the cane.
I use my foot.
I mean, so if you came in after me and then you flushed it, you just got whatever was on the floor because I just used my cane tip.
There you go. You know how many people you're getting sick out there?
But I'm not getting sick because I didn't touch it.
All right. So you guys, that's what I do right there. A lot of times I pretend I'm a doctor when I'm in the public bathroom. In other words, this is the way I turn on and off with my elbow. The faucet, I do this, and I do this, and then I dry it. I get the towel and I open the door handle, and I throw it and I walk out. And I bet you're looking at me, Emerald, goes, oh my God, I opened that door how many times? Yep.
That's nasty.
That is very nasty.
That's probably why I'm always sick.
Maybe so.
My wife won't even touch any door handle.
And after you open the door handle, you put your fingers in your mouth and you poke your nose and.
You do.
No, I don't. Shh. So there you go. Little things like that will prevent you from getting sick.
Oh, now you have me thinking because I'm at Fresno State, so all the desks.
The desk, absolutely.
Oh my God.
You put your hand on that top of that desk. You don't know who's been in there before you, that has had a cold, that just went to the bathroom.
That's so gross.
All right. You guys have to really be careful at what you touch.
I'm going to start carrying Clorox wipes.
Absolutely. The two main things I stress is when you go to the grocery store, the handles of the grocery cart, wipe those down. All right? Take a tight wipe piece with you, wipe them down. When you go to the bathroom, that handle on that bathroom door, don't touch it, especially afterwards, after you wash your hands. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, my wife, she says the door handles of the store, any door handles, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
We go to the restaurant and then we all, we order, and then you give the menu back, and then my wife busts out that little, the hand sanitizer.
Uh-huh.
She says, "Did you know that the menus are the dirtiest thing in the restaurant?"
Absolutely. I didn't even think about that.
She goes, the menu, and then when we're in the store and you're at Walmart or whatever, any store, and then they have the little counter, when you go pay, don't lean on it. She's like, don't touch that. Everybody that walked through here, 5,000 people just leaned on it, touched that, sneezed on it.
And also, just little things like that. There are so much germs on there.
I never thought about menus before.
I never thought about
I
that
look
either.
at them different now from now on,
Yep. Oh my gosh, so.
He wants to talk about the Ebola stuff. Like he has some positive type thing about it.
Okay, for a little bit. We
Yeah,
can have him on
hold
there. Yeah. Okay, we got Charles calling in from Tennessee.
He's on the
Louisiana.
Charles.
Hello, how you doing, Jeffrey?
How's it going,
Hi,
Charles?
Charles.
So what do you have to lean in on this Ebola stuff?
Well, there's one positive thing that is out there, and it's a glimmer, and nobody's really stressing this. And I think this is the line of action, and it takes a lot of fear out of me when they start doing this. They're using antibodies or plasma from anybody that has survived, and it seems to pull people out. You know, the next day, the little nurse, a Vietnamese nurse, they gave it to her, and she was doing great the next day.
Right.
You know, it stopped the progression. Well, every time, say we have a 20% cure rate right now, each one of those 20% are a cure. So, and they're a cure for multiple people.
Right.
So it might be taking people, but geometrically, every time we get someone to survive, they can become a cure. They become a drug.
And that's just like in the movie The Outbreak. You know, they had to get the monkey that was infected, and they got, you know, antibodies from him, and they made a cure out of it. So, yeah, I can understand that.
And so that gives a little bit of hope.
Right. So, I totally agree with getting people in here, bringing them to the States, because that's what they were doing. And that, when they brought in the first doctor, when all this started several months ago, they brought that one doctor to Atlanta to the CDC where they have everything, and everybody was freaking out, going, why are you bringing him here? Why are you bringing him here? Well, they're bringing him over to the States, to the special one location where they could treat him, where they have everything. Back in West Africa, all they have is tents. You know, they don't have, you know, what they need to really come up with a vaccine and to, you know, treat somebody. So I can understand why they brought that doctor over. And we even mentioned that on that episode here. That was the reason why we thought they brought him over, and that's actually the reason. But yeah, you know what? The CDC, though, I don't think still are doing their job. And it's kind of scaring me in a way, because now more people are getting infected, and more and more and more. So I don't know where this is going, to be honest. I really don't.
You know what is unusual, too? We are not hearing casual infections yet. And we should have, because with those nurses, they were incubating in 2 and 3 days, which is strange that they would incubate that quickly. They said it was 21. Well, when you go back to when they were first started showing symptoms, that was just a day or two after he died, and he wasn't in the hospital but a few days. So there's that situation.
Right.
One of them had been doing dialysis on him. That's a bloodbath. So that means, but we're not seeing any people that are in the incubation range of people that had a casual contact. It might be that it is more a hospital or a nasty situation. Over there, they do not have sanitation.
No, they don't.
God, help the people. God help the people. They don't have. If you wash your hands, you're washing it in dirty water to begin with. And I'm wondering how much just the status of the patient, like if they've had a vaccine recently, every time you take a vaccine, it lowers your immunity.
It sure does.
For quite a few days as your body's, your white count and everything, and bone marrow is reacting to it. So and if you have some concurrent other infections, if you have to have something like a mild case or have malaria, some other kind of disease or something, to go hand in hand. One thing knocks you down, then it walks right in and does it.
Right.
But I wonder how many people are just spontaneously getting it and throwing it off.
Right.
I'd like to know that number.
Right, especially here in the States. People are getting sick and they think they have the flu, and they're not telling anybody about it. And they could be right now at their home with their family, and now their kids have it, and now they're going to school. That's what's scaring me right there, because people, again, this disease gets spread. Actually, they don't know how it gets spread. They're thinking it's just by contact of the fluids, but then they're saying airborne. But airborne is when you sneeze or you cough. Then obviously it is going to be airborne. And if you're on the other side and you receive that, the saliva or whatever, then sure, that's just the way it goes. There's a lot of things to worry about, and yeah, you're right too. They could be the more people that get infected down here, then there's a better chance that they're going to find an actual serum that will take care of everybody at one shot.
Well, just everybody becomes, those people are the drug. They have survived. Their body's made antibodies. All they have to do is just do plasma packs off of those people.
Right.
And say somebody could do a plasma pack every other day. You could have, and then the people they cure somebody else. It's like Amway. It's multi-marketing. And maybe this multi-marketing will work. And work at home. Make antibodies for Ebola.
And what you're saying, though, is actually true. I mean, that's basically what they're going to do. They're going to find somebody who totally came out of it 100%, and they're going to get the plasma from him, and there you go. You got a serum. So.
Well, see, they've been stopping that guy, the doctor that came back that had ZMac. They've been using his blood on multiple patients already, and they've started doing it a little bit in Africa. But if it's easily spread, and as bad as the conditions are in Africa because of the dysentery from the bad water,
right,
and a lot of using dung you can get all kinds of diseases using dung to cook with. But in those situations, the heat, the sanitation, if they all should be dead by now, if it's as badass as everybody says it is.
Right.
It's been around long enough that 5,000
is nothing.
I think it's self-limiting.
Yeah.
Almost everything is, because if it's got to have something if we're its food, it's not going to eat all its food up and then say, oh my God, we're going to starve. There ain't nothing to do. It's not anything to take lightly.
Right.
But everything seems to take care of itself.
Right. And
if you kind of let go and let Mother Nature and things, and take good care of yourself.
Right.
Take your vitamins and do a few other things, and I think
drink a lot of Pepsi.
But enjoying the show tonight.
Awesome.
I will let you go and get back. If anybody else wants to call in, do that.
Right on.
And
okay.
Looking forward to what you all come up with in days ahead.
Right on.
Right on.
Okay. Thanks, Charles.
See you, Charles.
We'll see you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
See ya.
You know now, like Ghana, I was there.
Right.
I was there for a month, a little over a month.
A long time ago, guys. A long time ago. So
it was
no,
like
he's not
87. 87. Yeah. But still, I mean, it hasn't gotten it much better.
Right.
And they like the sewer, like you guys think that they have houses and then it has the plumbing, but there's no water. I mean, it has everything, the toilet, the sink, the water faucet, everything, but there's no water hookup. And the toilet, the pipe goes out the back of the house, and then it goes in a gutter. And then that gutter goes out to a big gutter in the street, and then they walk a few miles to some water thing with a 5-gallon bucket, and you take a sponge bath in it. And when they bring it to you and set it down, that's everything. That's your cooking water, that's your flush the toilet water, that's your sponge bath water. Only a few places had running water, like the hotels and then the richer side of town. After that, and when you're if the wind is right and you're out in the jungle and you're driving into the city, we were 50 miles from the city, and you could smell the sewer. I mean, the wind was blowing at us, and I asked the guy. He said we're like an hour away from town. So 50, 60 miles, and it was overpowering.
Wow.
And the whole time you're in the city, you can't breathe. Because you have to walk over, like going to a house, you walk over a little board in a 2-foot tall gutter that's full of sewer that runs throughout the whole city.
Wow.
I mean, it's nasty.
That's bad.
That Ebola stuff, it would just thrive over there. You know what I mean? It would absolutely thrive.
And they're saying, now only 35, maybe 4,000 people have died. And that's really
3,000 or 4,000.
Yeah, and that's nothing actually.
No,
that's nothing. So
some of their cities have like 1 million or 2 million.
Yeah,
people.
So it's like I said last time. 3,500, 4,000 people 3 people, 4 people here in the United States is still something not to really go crazy over.
No.
Not until you see tons and tons of people are dying out in the streets, and then they activate the National Guard and all that kind of stuff. Then now we start to worry. But right now, there's really reason not to worry. Again, Obama seems to think that everything is under control, which I don't know. I guess we'll see. Just you guys have to take care of yourselves, all right, and wash your hands, you guys, wherever you are. If you get, if you go with shopping in a clothing store, all that, you got to watch what you touch, because right after what you might do this and not even think twice about it, and you're rubbing your eyes because you're sleepy, and whatever's on your hand is now inside your eye, and you're gonna get it. All right,
Man.
so be careful.
Yeah,
All right,
after handling that menu, wash your hands.
Yeah, menu. I didn't even thought about that, man.
Yeah.
Crap.
And
Okay.
the money in your pocket.
Yeah, money too. Gosh, I didn't think about change and dollar bills and your 20s and all that.
Money's the worst.
Yeah, I never even thought about that. So.
It's as bad as a menu, almost.
Yeah, no, I think it's worse probably. I think you're right. So, all right. You know what's funny? We have fans out there and friends who post stuff on our Facebook walls, and sometimes they'll post stuff that we've talked about a year ago or whatever, so I'll delete it. And for those who post something and all of a sudden it's gone, it's not that I'm mad at you, it's only because we've already talked about it or it's old news. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep posting. If there's something on there that I think, wow, this is what I think people should hear about, then I'll leave it. But we have a friend, like, for example, Rick. That guy is loves to post stuff and do research and stuff like that, and he's a numbers guy as well. He goes, Jeff. He goes, and he posted this on my Facebook wall, I think, and he says, "Hey, we're in the year 2014, right? Take the number 666 and minus it from 2014, and you get the year 1348." And he goes, "You know what happened in 1348?" I go, "What? The Black Plague." I'm like, "Oh boy."
That's interesting.
Is that interesting or what? Okay. So I actually put a comment. I went, "Whoa." That's just
Who would ever thought
of doing that.
Yeah.
But now that would be Rick, because that's the way Rick thinks. So 2014 minus 666 leaves you 1348, and that's the Black Plague. All right. So take that and do whatever you want with it, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Like on the Black Plague, did you know that no Jews died from that? You know why?
Why?
Because they washed. In their Bible, it tells them to wash 7 times and all this kind of stuff. They have like
so they're really clean,
ritual,
really clean people,
and they never got the the plague. They never got it. But everybody else did because they didn't wash, right? Now we know, though. I mean, we didn't even know there was germs until how long ago? It's interesting when you start searching back. We didn't know there was germs. I mean, we didn't know there was planets past, right. Certain planets. I mean, we're actually now in this age that nobody's ever been in before, ever.
Right.
Except for maybe way, way, way back.
Right. Yeah. Now, since you just mentioned planets, I just want to, last week we talked about, and I don't know why this came up last week, but I said something about the Hubble telescope be pointing in an inch or whatever. All right, I'm going to show you, for those who are watching us on live stream, I'm going to show you that actual picture the Hubble scope took. All right, that way I can blow you away right now. And I just want to show you what I was talking about, because, by me telling you, it's different than me showing you. And I'm going to show you right now. And there it is. This is what the Hubble telescope took a photograph of. And you are now looking at a bunch of bright objects in space, in the galaxy. Well, actually in space. See all those bright objects? Right away you're going, oh my God, those are stars. No, those are actual galaxies.
Billions of stars in each
galaxy.
Round little star.
Okay, so pick a bright object, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scroll. Oops. Like, for example, this blue object I am circling right now with the pointer of the mouse, that's a galaxy. There are billions of planets in that particular galaxy. All right? There's another galaxy right there. There's another galaxy right there. You guys see what I'm doing here? What you're looking at?
And that's just an inch.
And that's just an inch in space.
An inch.
You guys, all right? Now you guys know what I'm saying, mind-boggling? That's just crazy. So are we alone out there in space? Absolutely not. Because there are trillions and trillions and trillions of uncharted areas. Okay? I just wanted to really just blow you away right there. So right now what you're looking at are galaxies. Each bright object is a galaxy.
And
right?
they just found a particle. They just found a particle that could go faster than the speed of light. So now, there might be things or beings that can travel in the speed of thought. So all they have to do is think about from that galaxy to our galaxy, and then they're here.
Wow. That's it. So, okay. Let's see. 2 days ago, middle of last week, Good Morning America was in Fresno. And they actually, now, Fresno, California, you guys, all right? This blew me away. That, a lot of people, now since we have social media, Facebook, Twitter, if anybody can play something on there and make it go viral, whether you don't know if it's factual or not. And McDonald's has always been getting just hammered about their food. You would see pictures of hamburgers and French fries that have been out on top of a counter for, so they say, a year, and it still looks the same. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so McDonald's for some reason decided to come out, and has never ever done this ever, decided to take you into one of their top secret meat packaging plants where they actually get the meat and make the patties. Well, guess what town or what city they did this in? Fresno, California. All right? Now, if they actually showed this on Good Morning America, they picked Fresno, California. Why Fresno, you guys? I don't know why Fresno. But they chose Fresno, and Good Morning America was down here, and they showed you all this. And then the Asian guy from the Mythbusters came down here as well and did a thing on McDonald's hamburger meat as well. And I actually showed the video of that on my wall.
What did he find?
Nothing. They showed exactly what Good Morning America. They showed him driving downtown where the sign of Fresno, welcome to Fresno. I saw down different parts of Fresno where it's Fresno. And he had
what was the findings? Is that
no,
you could eat McDonald's?
It wasn't. They just, McDonald's wanted to show everybody one of their plans on how clean, how sanitized.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
Like
just
you could still eat there.
Yeah, and that's what they wanted to show.
Yeah.
But why did they pick Fresno?
I don't know.
All right.
It was like a super secret too.
It's Cargill at
wasn't
North
even
Avenue
named
and
McDonald's.
Fig, North and Fig, or Central and Fig, or North and Danny told me exactly where it's at. But yeah, Fresno again was in the news, nationally, worldwide, of McDonald's. McDonald's could have picked somewhere else out there. Why? Okay, Good Morning America films out of New York City.
Probably because a lot of people don't know this about Fresno, but every half a block we have a McDonald's.
You know what? There's a lot of McDonald's here.
I mean, they have one in the Walmart, and then you go outside of the Walmart,
Yeah,
and there's a
there's one
McDonald's
right
right there in the parking lot.
And then,
Right.
you know what, I was telling, Cheryl Diane, whatever her name is, that, because she really doesn't like to eat at McDonald's, thinking that it's really bad for
Right,
you,
yeah,
right?
uh-huh.
But I'm going, well, okay, we have a meat plant in Fresno, California. Therefore, when we eat our hamburgers, our meat, it's fresh. It
Fresher.
comes from there to there.
It's fresher.
It's fresher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So think about that. For those who live here in Fresno, California, or surrounding cities, our meat is not like taken to a location for storage and sit there for a week, and then they try. It's right here.
I think like the first McDonald's was here on Shields, down on Blackstone.
Actually,
It
the
was
one on
of
Blackstone.
Yeah.
I heard something about that. That's still there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that was the very, very first McDonald's right there.
Okay. Now, okay, let's continue on with Fresno and being the first at everything. Did you know?
Kind of weird.
Did you know the credit card Visa
Oh, that's
was
right.
founded in Fresno, California?
Yeah.
All right. Did you know they test market a lot of different stuff here? And as a matter of fact, Pepsi, Taco Bell, that company test markets a lot of their stuff before they put it out into market in Fresno, California. Okay, they tested it in television. Remember the first video games? They test marketed in television in Fresno, California. Slim's cigarettes, they test marketed that in Fresno, California. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot more. But why Fresno, you guys?
I know, like, we were the #1 city with the largest solar array.
Oh,
I mean,
for the airport.
that's huge right there.
Right.
I mean, that one I still am, like, now we're #2.
Right.
But only, that blows me away
Refresh
still.
everybody who's #1 now.
#1, Denver Airport. And what is under Denver Airport?
Exactly.
Does everybody know what's under Denver Airport?
The underground, top secret facility.
But they won't tell you that's here.
Right.
But they'll tell you we're the #2 solar array that at the airport. It says International Airport.
Right.
And it's like the most dink airport you ever been to.
Okay. I am going to...
I'm telling you.
I haven't told you about this, and I haven't told anybody about this because I've been communicating with somebody via texting.
Cool.
This was about 2 weeks ago, and the reason why I didn't really want to talk about it because I wanted to confirm it first.
That's a good thing.
Okay, yeah, because if something comes across my table, I am not going to just blurb it out there because I want to be the first one to blurb it out there. I want to say confirm or try to get as much information as I can before I tell everybody. I got a call on my 24-hour paranormal hotline, and for all those who don't know that we have one, I'm going to give you the phone number so you can go ahead and program it in your cell phone. This is also the number that we use when you call into the station here or the show if you want to talk to us. But it's area code 559-287-8367. The last 4 numbers represent the letters UFOS. I've had that for now 14 years, okay? And I get calls on that all the time. Anyways, I got a call one day while I was at work because I carry that phone on me all the time. And he says, hey, somebody gave me your number, and this guy has been doing research. He lives in Fresno, and he's been doing research about the underground tunnels and all that kind of stuff for a long time. And he says, I got some stuff that I wanted to share with you. And I said, okay, go for it. And it just so happens that I was working right across the street where all this is happening. Everybody's familiar with Belmont Avenue, who lives in Fresno on the west side of the 99, where all the cemeteries are at. Hughes Avenue, right? Okay.
That's where my dad's buried at.
On Hughes Avenue, if you are going down Belmont and you go south on Hughes from Belmont, on the west side of Hughes, that's actually where they used to keep the concentration camps there.
Right, yeah.
Okay? There is still a cemetery there with all of the dead Japanese. But you can barely... Matter of fact, all of the homeless people live in that area. I actually drove in there. And you can see the
headstones.
The headstones, and they're all in Japanese.
Whoa.
Okay? He told me, and I don't know if this is fact or not, but he says all that is still controlled by the U.S. government in that area. He says there are underground... This is what he told me. He goes, there are underground tunnels that lead from there all the way up to Yosemite. And he's never heard any of our shows before or anything like that. He goes, this is what the research that he was doing. He says there's tunnels that go all over the place, and one leads to Yosemite. And he says that there's a house over there that they were digging at, and it caved in, and they fell into some tunnels. And he says the government came in and brought in dirt and covered it up right away.
Didn't even look, huh? They just covered it up. That's
and I went, really?
So you need to buy some land like over there somewhere.
So I was working out that area, all right. And what it is it used to be an old cotton mill, in that location.
okay.
It's so that we're talking in between Hughes and Marks, north of Tillman Avenue. I'm sorry, Tillman. Okay. So I was out there working literally across the street, and I remember 3 months ago I drove by there and I saw United States government on the fences around there. And I just didn't think anything of it. I just, went, about my way until this guy called me and he told me about this location. I'm saying, whoa. I remember seeing signs that say U.S. government on there. So I went back and now all the signs are gone. Then I was looking through the fence.
What?
Now
watch our internet connection.
Now I was looking through the fence and I noticed some unmarked police cars behind this old broken down sheds. So guess what I did? I took some pictures. And I'm going to show them to you guys right now.
Man, you need to give this to artbell.com.
This was
good.
well, it's just photographs.
So, they
But
can't see 'em.
I'm telling you a story.
Right.
All right? And okay, so I'm going to go I'm not going to
So right after the show, Keith, we're sending you some pictures.
Okay. So and again, big deal, they're unmarked cars, but if you guys all know the location that I'm talking about, drive on Tillman just south. There's a big vacant lot with old sheds and stuff. All right. Okay. There is unmarked cars, and they were walking in this. Let me tell you. Okay, let me show you where they were walking into.
See, Lewis is doing a countdown of when we're going to get disconnected.
Okay, here is where they were walking into.
Wow, look at that.
All right.
So they can hide anything in there.
Well, look at the windows have plywood, and it's like old.
And why are they there?
Why are the unmarked vehicles parked on the other side where I was able to, you have to really look to see what you're looking for, okay?
Right.
So, and I'm going, what? You're kidding me, right, Jeff? And then so I took some more pictures. Oh, that's another picture there. Let me take another one. All right. There's where they were actually walking into. It's not an office.
No.
All right. It's not like you can tell that people are actually used it for an office. It's like it's all abandoned and boarded up. But why were there unmarked vehicles there? All right. And I was tripping out because after he told me about this location. So, you really, guys, have to keep your eyes open and your ears open because there are a lot of stories, especially in the town and the city. Oh, Denver scored again, right?
Yes.
Wow. What score now?
It's 3-20.
Wow.
Oh, man,
All right.
the whiners are gonna be whining.
I know. I want 49ers to get beat. So, okay. So, you guys, there is something going on in Fresno. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to do what I'm doing today. Is because Fresno is a very special place. Okay, I want to tell you something too. What this guy told me, and he says, Jeff, he goes, they are doing mind control here in Fresno.
Oh, I believe that.
Okay, that's
Totally.
what he told me. He goes, they are doing mind control here in Fresno, and I'm going, really?
And I think for a long time.
And that involves the underground base at the airport. Just everything that's going on in Fresno. I could see that because mind control, why are they test marketing all of these things in Fresno? So there's something going on with Fresno. And I've told you guys before, there are like 4 or 5 videos on YouTube where the Hollywood likes to make fun of Fresno. And I know you guys heard this in movies. Hey, let's go to Fresno this, let's go to Fresno that. They make fun of Fresno. And it's because they want to keep all of you away from Fresno. They want to make it embarrassed for you to live here. So you go.
You remember when we just interviewed the Sanger mayor? Remember?
Right.
Josh. And he said that this area is under a no build or no expansion moratorium, right? They're not allowing any city limits to get bigger. Remember that?
Yeah.
They're keeping growth stagnant
to a minimum.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why, Fresno to this day has never grown in a way where, we could build things, people will come. They've tried that, especially with
Donald Trump.
He wanted to bring one of his famous golf courses here in Fresno and build a nice, massive hotel with a beautiful golf course, but they shut him down.
You know who else? Cabo Wabo.
Yeah.
They brought Cabo Wabo, and then they treated that dude like dirt. I mean, he's from here, too.
Sammy Hagar, people.
And they ran that dude out of town and shut his place down. And in fact, the whole place that they were going to build was going to have a roller coaster, all this stuff, right?
And it never happened.
It's a junkyard.
Well,
you know,
from what I understand, is under that area
there's a tunnel.
There's that's part of
I believe
that's part of the underground airport thing is under that.
I believe it. I mean, like, I was just going to say, okay, we know we've talked to a lot of people now about this thing. Right. And I won't name names.
We are confirming that there is something very top secret going on underneath the airport. As a matter of fact, Danny just told me, said, hey, he goes, I spoke to a friend of his that we're going to keep top secret and we're not going to give out. But he says within the past 2 weeks, they removed so much dirt from the southeast corner of the airport where the jets are parked. There's this particular small hangar that they have been working at for a while now, and that's where they're taking the dirt out of. My theory is they are making a large elevator that's going underneath enough for a special craft to come out and test over Fresno. That's what I think is what they're doing with all this dirt. But go ahead, talk about it.
Well, I mean, like, now we know, we've heard, like, over by the dikes,
right
over there,
right.
we found the place where, you know, and that's like so weird. But we also heard there's a tunnel from over by there all the way to Pinedale. Mm-hmm. And you know what's in Pinedale? When I was a kid, I used to ride around on a bike out there. That was another internment camp for the Japanese right there.
Absolutely correct.
And then, so, you know, this guy told us his dad went in.
Adrian.
A tunnel there.
Or something. Oh, no, his dad used to play over there, or his uncle used to play over there.
Yeah.
And he saw generals go underground at the levee north of Fresno, and they would disappear for a long period of time. There is something crazy going on here in Fresno.
We went to where we finally got to where the triangle crashed, and we were able to drive over there.
Right.
That we found the guy. Then the guy's old.
Right.
Okay. And he's telling us there's lions and tigers and everything over there. Right. We never saw nothing.
Right.
But he did tell us keep an eye out for certain bunker-looking things that you could go in there and all the stuff was still in there, like they just left it.
There's
man, I wanted to find one of those. I mean, we looked and looked.
We went for buying that one day, remember?
Yeah, I do remember.
So, you know, when I started this 14 years ago, 12 years ago, this is the stuff that people were coming to me and telling me about. And I said, what? And now, since we are sort of kind of known out there, people are coming to us and telling us more about what's going on in Fresno. And everything is pretty much confirming on what they were telling us 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Well, a lot of stuff, like, added up.
It is adding up, correct.
Like, they would tell you stuff, and then little bits and pieces that we got from here and there that didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Now makes sense.
Like why all the NASA guys live over in this side of town and old retired military generals and stuff like that. And I mean, now we know why they live on that side of town, you know? We know why.
Oh, my God.
I mean, and the tunnel to Yosemite, I want to find that. Now I'm going to go, like, find some property and dig.
Let me see if I can do this.
I wonder if you get down there, you'll find out they're still using it.
Keep talking. I want to let you guys see something that I caught, and I took a picture. It's hold on here. Oh my God!
I'll be sending some more pictures to Keith.
Well,
no, we can send them to him. I want it to go to him.
Okay.
I mean,
but it really doesn't. It's
for like later on for everybody's information. Keith is Art Bell's guy at Dark Matter Radio Network, and he's the producer. And he plays this show again on Dark Matter 2 more times after it goes off. And I think he said like 1 o'clock in the morning and then another around 7 or 8. So that's why we'll send those pictures over. I mean, people are going to be listening all around the world at 1 in the morning. And I don't know what time it is in their part of the world. But so he plays it 2 more times after this. And then we also put it in the archives. But we'll send you those pictures, Keith, if he can find it. You see him with your, like, going like crazy on his cell phone.
Actually, I'm trying to send this to me real quick because I don't want to show everybody. Yeah, this is crazy stuff, you guys.
It really is crazy. Gosh. Like the first place that we found was this, we call it the ruins. And we got over there and we were going to do Chasing UFOs with Nat Geo. And I'm working with Nat Geo. The cast hadn't even showed up yet, and we're going to do Chasing UFOs with the National Geographic Channel. And we go out to this ruin place, and we wanted to get permission to film there. And we knock on the door, and believe it or not, this guy comes out. And we go walking down the hill, and we're looking at his place, and we think it's ancient. And he starts telling us all about us. I mean, he told me my birth sign, history about me. Then he looked at my brother and did the same thing. Then he looked at Jeffrey and did the same thing. And then he looked at the TV producer that's not from Fresno, and he did the same thing. He shut us up. We were just standing there looking at him like, oh my God, how did you know that about us? So we nicknamed him the Gatekeeper. And we can't go anywhere near there with cameras. We're allowed to go all by ourselves and visit, but we can't take a camera with us.
You've got mail.
It just makes it so weird, and it's all in that area over there with all the NASA, retired scientists, retired. I mean, even like I have a friend that lived over on that side, a little bit further north, and he invented the back half of the atom bomb. The first atom bomb, he invented the tail section, and he lived over there with all these NASA guys. And I mean, I'm telling you, it is amazing.
We're still on. Oh my God, I can't believe we're still on. Okay.
They should have shut me up by now.
I downloaded some stuff here. Okay. You guys all know who James Fox is.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They should.
And I don't know if it's out of the blue or I know what I saw. They're interviewing somebody about when they shot a rocket out of Edwards Air Force Base, and then they saw this UFO come as the rocket is shooting out thousands of miles an hour. They hired a company to come in videotape that particular rocket launch. And in that rocket launch, they videotaped a UFO that came on the top of and shot lasers at it and made it crash and basically malfunctioned it. And they got this on video. Well, they brought in the camera people who took this, and there was a general in particular who pretty much interviewed the guy and was basically saying to him, no, you didn't get what you got. This was just a blah, 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 whatever. You guys know...
You don't know what you saw.
Yeah, you don't know what you saw. But do you guys know where this guy came out of and where he came out of? And what city? Where he lived?
Not Fresno.
Fresno, California. Where'd he go? Hold on.
Oh, no. See, there it. He sucked it up.
Oh, there it is. Got it. All right. Here is... matter of fact, one of the letter... Oh, crap. That was written to the camera guy. There it is. And I'm going to go in and open it up. This is the letter that was sent to that camera guy. Look at the address on it. 5718 East Jensen Avenue, Fresno, California. This is actually shown on James Fox's movie. All right? It's out. That's where I got this from. His movie. I said, wait a minute. Fresno, California. I'm not making this up, guys. All right? And here is the general's...
That's his picture?
That's his picture.
Wow.
He actually lived on Jensen Avenue in Fresno, California. The guy who interviewed, what's his name, about the UFO. What?
Same block as us, parallel to us.
What do you say?
Parallel to us?
Directly parallel to us.
No, it's actually on that side of Clovis Avenue. Okay. I believe, yeah. So... Here, Mr. James Fox is doing a documentary and talking about this incident that happened with this particular general, and he found the actual picture of him and the actual letter that was written to the camera guy, and the address was from Fresno, California. All right, I'm not making this stuff up. You can go and watch his movies, James Fox. As a matter of fact, I believe both of them are on YouTube, and you can witness that for yourself. You can pause it or whatever you want to do and zero in, and there you go. So there is something major here in Fresno, California.
I used to go, like, one of my...
my God, we've got 4 minutes left, huh?
And I have 6 kids. One of my kids, I used to take him to a sleepover, and the dad that they would go, the place they went sleeping over, that guy created or invented the heads-up display in F-15. And we'd go over to his house and hang out and stuff, and he worked in San Francisco, but lived over here in the foothills.
That's crazy.
The heads-up display to it, the F-15.
Yeah. There are a lot of people who are listening to us as well. I made a comment really quick before we leave. I made a comment on my Facebook wall. About a month ago, we had a jumper at the White House fence that actually jumped the fence and actually made it inside the White House, right? His last name was Gonzalez. With a Z. So I decided to make a funny and went on my Facebook wall and said, hey, they got my cousin. My cousin almost made it inside the White House. NBC called me. Yeah, NBC called me and wanted to verify and see if that was really my cousin or not. And I went, are you kidding me?
And you're lucky it wasn't the FBI.
That was funny. What? We got 30 seconds? Okay. So, people, they are watching us. They are listening to us. All the networks are listening to me. So, but that's it. All right, that's it. We got to get out of here. 2 hours went by really quick. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. With Alan Thomas
night,
and
everyone.
Emerald Bonilla. I want to say thank you. Boy, I tell you, I wish we had another hour. But we're going to get another hour in about a couple of weeks. We'll be doing 3-hour shows, and because I know you guys want more of this stuff. I still had a whole page here that I didn't get to. All right, good night, guys. See you next week.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, broadcasting worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and on artbell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies. And we hope you witness something you cannot explain.
Looking for you.